Stephen, you have seen the numbers now. Give us your takeaways.
Yeah, I mean, there were already pretty lofty expectations for these results. What people were looking for is whether they did not meet those expectations. They've done the opposite. They've surpassed it handedly. We're seeing net income of 706.56 billion new Taiwan dollars. If you don't know the math in the equation for the conversion, that's 22 billion US dollars. The expectations was for about 19.4 billion. So it's a significant beat, I should say. Actually, revenue was much higher as well, basically reaffirming that 36% increase in revenue that in those numbers that we got a couple of days ago in the second quarter. We're also seeing gross margins outperforming. Gross margins for the quarter was 67.7%, operating margins at 60.3%, net profit margins at over 55.5%. Again, we were looking at these numbers quite closely to see if any signs of the AI spending build out was coming to a head or was coming to a halt and was going to cast a further pall on these semiconductor stocks that we've seen of late. Keep in mind, the companies in this space, like Samsung Electronics, saw a 19-fold increase in profit, yet the shares have slumped. ASML overnight raised its full-year net sales outlook for a second time this year. They also talked about adding capacity of 30% next year, and maybe even another 30% the following year in 2028. Its stock essentially went sideways. So again, this should give a bit of a boost to the sentiment in the AI space right now. It is the biggest customer of ASML. It is the world's biggest chip foundry. So it is a bellwether in good times, and we're going to likely get the comments from C.C. Wei, the CEO, and the CFO, Wendell Huang, coming up in the matter of a few minutes here in Central Taipei at the press conference.
Yeah, that's right, Stephen. So, I mean, you go through a lot of the sort of breathtaking number we saw in the rearview mirror there in the last quarter. Now, looking into the outlook, when you're going to sit there in front of hearing the C-suite, you'll be speaking to the CFO a little bit later. What are the most important things that you and the market need to learn from this executive team?
Yeah, we need the vision going out further. We need to know how much they're setting aside for capital expenditures. They already gave guidance for this year of some 58 billion US dollars. UBS has talked about that number could eke upwards of 60 billion dollars. So that's really what we're looking at. And also how the margins are holding up, and if not exploding, if you will. The margins are looking good, but there are some margin pressures. The news we also got from another media talking about ASML with its good set of numbers, talking about possibly, this according to the information, raising its prices for its EUV big lithography boxes, if you will. That would put some pressure, no doubt, on its biggest customer, TSMC, which is already showing some pushback to absorbing those price increases. But also, they're building out, TSMC is building out in Arizona, they're building in southern Japan. There is going to be some margin pressure possibly, so any kind of guidance on that front is going to be welcome, as well as the areas of tech that are being less prioritized right now. We're talking like Android smartphones and demand there, and also, of course, PC demand, which has been weakening.